Let's talk about using clip art with the Bling software. Now your software does come with free clip art. If we go to our layout, we go to clip art, go to our clip art viewer, we can actually view through the different categories that we have available for clip art. So let's say we look at animals. These are all importable and clip art rhinestone ready files. Now there are also additional clip art volumes you can get through Rhyonet that will work through your Bling software. Let's look at those right now. These come in actual sheets, so either EPS or PDF volumes sheets. You can see the PDF versions here. We have everything from animal silhouettes, lightning bolts, crosses, stars and shapes of hearts, football signs, everything you would need to typically do this. And this is volume number 1. We will have other volumes available for this in the future. Now this clip art can be either worked in CorelDRAW Illustrator, then imported into the Rhinestone software, or it can be worked directly into the Rhinestone software. And if you look at the clip art, let's go ahead and pull up one of these things. We're going to be working with the crosses in this particular clip art tutorial. You'll notice that the clip art has both a fill and an outline. This is very important because this fill can also be used for screen printing. So we could screen print a black cross like this, and then we can actually put rhinestones around the edge of it, which gives it a nice kind of look, cool raster looking effect with multiple forms of decoration. So now we're going to show using that directly in the Bling software. So we open up our Bling, open up our size of page that we want to work with. Right now we're going to be working with a 10 by 10. Say we're going to create a 10 by 10 cross. Let's go to File and then Import. And then let's choose the crosses. Now the only thing we're going to be able to import is the EPS. And you'll notice that these files come in EPS and PDF, but we're going to open an EPS cross page. Now this does import as the complete page. So we click on that and we're going to use our EPS filter importer. And that's going to import the entire page. Now if you have your view fills turned on, you're going to want to turn them off, because let's see what happens when we show fills. We only see half of them. We don't see the outline and the fill. So we're going to go ahead and turn these on, or excuse me, turn these off, and then we can turn them back on later. The other thing you'll notice is this comes in as a page, so we can't work with individual crosses. Obviously, we don't want to rhinestone all of these. So we're going to want to highlight this, highlight the entire page, and then we're going to want to layout and then ungroup. And that'll ungroup all the individual objects. Now we can select the object that we want to work with. And for this particular design, we're going to work with this particular cross. Alright, now we got that one selected out. We're going to zoom out and then select everything else and delete it. Now we can actually just pull this back in and size it. Pull this in and bring it to size. So let's say we're going to do a 9 by 9. Once it's centered into our page, we can either view fill or not view fill. I particularly recommend not viewing the fill. So we're going to unselect show fill, and now let's go to rhinestoning. Once you have it to size in your template, you can now go to rhinestoning. And since we showed the rhinestoning process in the other tutorials, you can work with this clip art the same way you would work with any of the standard shapes, sizes, or fonts. You can also template this clip art. My recommendation is, if you're going to end up templating this design, you save it as a clip art file. So let's say we're going to put some text below this. Let's say we're going to use the word rock in this particular design. Once the single line font is selected, we can size this and center it. And now we can actually save this design so we can use it in the future specifically for clip art purposes. Say we want to make that a little bit larger. Once everything's sized, we will go to File, Save As. And then we will save this as a template. So this would be the cross rock template. And we can open this up and then modify this at a later. Now let's say you wanted to actually screen print this cross and then put rhinestones around the edges. We're going to want to make sure that you screen print it to size. And to do that, we're going to use a program like CorelDRAW and Illustrator. So let's go over to CorelDRAW. And as you see, we've already imported these files. Once again, you will need to ungroup these with certain versions of CorelDRAW. I'm going to ungroup that, and then I'm going to pull the rest of these out and then delete the rest of them. Now I can actually view my screen, size it the way I would want to. Let's say this is, okay, so this is going to be a 9 by 9. Once we have the 9 by 9 size in Corel, obviously my page size is in size already, but we can always change that later. Once we have the 9 by 9 size in Corel, we can actually output this and screen print it. So let's say this is the size of the design we want to screen print. Now it's very simple to actually output this to our screen print film positive and make a screen exactly at this 9 by 9 size. Also, since we want to keep the size congruent with rhinestones, all we have to do is copy, So Control C and then paste it into the rhinestone software. So we'll go back over to Bling It. We'll go ahead and delete that one and then edit and paste. That pulls it in exactly at 9 by 9. From here we can put an outline of rhinestones or even a fill of rhinestones, but this keeps it congruent to size. So this would be how to use your multiple styles of rhinestones for both screen printing and rhinestone